Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to a very special Sunday edition of Back in the Day. I'm your host, Timmy Flyersguy. I wanted to do this video without an intro or an outro because I didn't want to ruin the moment with an intro. As you all know, today is officially Father's Day. And this is probably one of the hardest days I ever have to go through because it just reminds me so much of my dad. For those of you who are new to my channel, my dad passed away in 2016. He had cancer, and that day was one of the hardest days I ever had to go through. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to remember my father on Father's Day. Remember everything he's done for me, everything he's done for this family, and everything he's done for me. Me and my dad, I always remember we used to go to Flyers games a lot. My last Flyers game was in 2016, and my last Flyers carnival with my dad was in 2016. So we went to a lot of games, and the reason why I'm so much into Flyers hockey is because of my dad. And the reason I do the Flyers corner show on Wednesdays is because of my dad. And I know that losing a loved one, or losing a dad or any type of parent is hard. And for anybody who's lost a father, I'm here for you, I understand. I understand the struggles of losing a father. I understand the pain of losing a father. The thing I remember most about my dad is my dad, he is the type of guy that didn't care what you thought of him. He was the type of guy that would work his ass off every single day just to provide for me and everyone in my family. I always remember going to work with my dad. He used to work at Rance Compressor Products in Newtown, Pennsylvania. It's not around anymore, but I remember me and my dad used to go there. I used to go with my dad to work on the weekends. I would get up early and I'd be tired, but it was worth it because I got to spend some time with my dad. I got to learn what he does for a living. My dad was so good with computers. Seriously, I wouldn't be able to use a computer if it wasn't for my dad teaching me how to use a computer back in 1996. And I'm so glad my dad gave me the opportunity to be able to use a computer, to be able to go on here and talk to each and every one of you on YouTube. And that's my dad. He helped me out with that. I started YouTube back in 2010, thanks to my dad, because I remember him buying me a computer, a new laptop computer, and it had a built-in webcam on there. So I started using my webcam to do YouTube videos. And I owe my dad a lot for that. And the thing about my dad, he was one of the biggest Philadelphia Flyers fans that ever existed. I wouldn't be into the Flyers if it wasn't for my dad getting me into hockey, teaching me everything about the sport, and teaching me the history of this great franchise. I always remember the first time my dad took me to a Philadelphia Flyers game when I was really little at the Spectrum. It was at the Spectrum, and I also can't forget about the moments back in 2005 when we got to watch the 2004 2005 lockout season, where we got to see the Philadelphia Phantoms play most of their games at the Wells Fargo Center. I did go to a couple Phantoms games at the Spectrum. One against the Hershey Wolfpack with my dad, and one against the Richmond Sound Tigers with my dad. So, 2005 was a great year. I always remember experiencing the Phantoms win the Calder Cup with my dad. And every time I think about that day, I think about my dad because that was the day we saw the Phantoms win the Calder Cup. 2010 also holds a special place in my heart, especially because it makes me think of my dad as well. And that was the 2010 playoff run. What a run. I'll always remember that great run, because I got to experience that with my dad, and it was an amazing moment. It was an amazing moment. It was a beautiful moment, too. I remember the first time, I remember the time my dad saw me graduate. I always remember how he worked every day to provide for everyone in his family. When it came to finding work, my dad would not give up. He would, every day of his life, he wanted to do something for a living. To earn money to help us. I always remember him always helping out, going to grandmom's house and helping her fix the remote. I remember she always would have trouble with the remotes, and my dad he would tell her that it was frustrating, but he would try his best to help my grandma out with the remote whenever she lost the remote. And I always remember on Christmas Day, I always remember my dad, he would say, looks like you didn't get anything for Christmas this year. And he would always trick me, because every time I went downstairs and every time I saw that tree, there'd be presents under the tree. Every time. I always remember he would always do such great things for me on the holidays. I always remember when I got the Sega Dreamcast in 1999. I remember my dad. I remember on Christmas, after opening all my gifts, my dad said, "Well, that's it. I don't see anything else here." And then my dad goes, "Oh wait, there's something under the chair." And I remember opening it up. It was the Sega Dreamcast. And one more thing I remember about my dad is when he got me the PS2. When he got me the PS2 in 2001. I always remember that. He got me the PS2. And although I was not feeling too good that day, I had a bit of a stomach bug, I still enjoyed the PlayStation 2. My dad got me the PS2. I always remember him getting me the Xbox as well in the summer of 2003. That was amazing. It was a great moment in my life. I'll always remember my dad, not just for the stuff he's got me for Christmas, but for the things he's done for me, for the great advice he's given me over the years. You see, I was very angry about the Flyers a couple years ago. And then it dawned on me. And I remember those words that my dad used to always say to me. Always stick by your team. no matter what. And I've taken his words to heart. And I changed my ways, thanks to my dad. And that is my way of honoring his memory. So I loved my dad. He was a great man. He was a hard worker. And he was a great provider. A lot of people, not just my family, but my friends, they all remember my dad. We all remember him. And so does my mom. My mom misses my dad every day. My sister misses him. My mother's sister misses him. And my brother as well. You should be here soon to help my mom out with the yard. My mom always loved my dad. Even though my dad had such a funny sense of humor, had such a unique sense of humor. My mom loved my dad. I love my dad. And I'll always remember my dad. And the one thing that I want so bad is for the Flyers to win the Stanley Cup at least once. Not just for me, not just for the city, but for my Father up in heaven. Flyers, if you could, try your absolute best to get to that point in the season. Please go out there and do your best. It is my dream to see this team win a Stanley Cup. For my father, to honor his memory. To everyone out there who's lost a father, I know this day is tough. It was tough for me. I know this day is tough for you. But if you have any great memories of your fathers, keep them in your heart. Remember them. Honor the memory of your father on this day. Guys, thank you for joining me. And remember to always honor your father. Always keep the memories you have of your dad in your heart. Always remember the good times you shared with your father. I know this is a tough day. Just remember those times that you had for your dad. They may be gone and may have left this planet. But deep inside, they're always with us. And the memories you shared with them will always be with you. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And to all the people that still have dads, always be grateful for what your dad does for you. Always be grateful for your dad looking after you. Because sometime, just one day, everything will change. It happens sometimes. But always be grateful for what you have. I'm going to be Flyersguy, and this has been Throwback Flyersguy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.